This is the base level of the prison workout strength training pyramid system. And I say base level loosely because it is also where people who are coming back from medical issues, injuries, or any kind of layoff in general will begin. So it is not just for total beginners. I didn't invent this system. It invented itself. I had just observed this system over the course of 24 years incarcerated. And in today's video, we are going to do a deep dive into the workout and training tactics that we used to either start or restart our training. Now, I don't want to lose the focused deep dive intent of this video. So if you would like to see an overview of the entire prison training pyramid structure, you could check out the link on the screen and it'll take you to that. The foundation, bodyweight mastery. As I had said, whether you are just starting training or getting back to training, this is where it has to all begin and how it has to all begin. Everything else builds from these foundational movement patterns, which are push-ups, squats, lunges, pull-ups, sit-ups, hanging knee raises, hanging leg raises, and planks. Now, I don't want you to get this twisted because I know it sounds like prison training was all about calisthenics training and body weight training and that. But we were not purists in any way, shape, or form. We were all about doing whatever it takes to get results. And that meant adding weight, adding people as weight, doing plyometrics exercises. We did whatever and anything it takes to get results. So there was no purist dedication in this working out. This was not about, I'm a calisthenics athlete, so I do calisthenics, or I am a bodyweight training athlete, so I do bodyweight training. This was about getting it and getting it only. And that is the true main focus of prison style workouts. Get results by any means possible, whatever's working the best to do it. Now, how fastly and how quickly you move through the different stages depends on one thing and one thing only, and that is how badly do you want it? Building the push-ups from the ground up. Now, if you cannot do push-ups yet, the first thing you will do is you will start out with negatives and leverage advantaged push-up, which means for negatives, you will be starting in the top position of a push-up, and then as slowly as possible, you will be lowering yourself to lower down to the bottom position of the push-up. You will then start back at the top in whatever means possible and repeat the same process for reps. It is usually best to use knee push-ups to get back up to that top position. For the leverage advantage push-ups, the higher the placement of your hands, the lighter the load will be, and the more reps you will be able to do. One of the best ways to progress through this exercise is to start with your hands at the lowest or closest to off the floor level you can, and then as you max out that level, elevate your hands to higher positions and max out reps at each one of perhaps 2 or more different positions of levels. That would be one set. Ideally, you would be able to do this with no rest between levels. However, if you are working on strength, more rest between levels and sets is better. You can also intertwine these with negatives, where you would do negatives until you can't do the negatives anymore, and then you would pump out leverage advantage reps off your knees until you couldn't. You will also want to start playing with the prison partial reps at this stage also by doing top half partial reps or lower half partial reps to help increase strength for doing full reps, or to push sets where you're just getting to being able to do full reps to further limits. It's all about base level strength here. You have to push your limits to build your limits. Building the pull-up from the ground up. Now, pull-ups can be tricky because this is a body weight exercise that takes a lot of strength. The main ways we would target it is with negatives, jumping sets with isos and negatives, partial rep sets, and Australian rows. For the negatives, you want to just try to hold on and lower yourself as slowly as possible. For the jumping sets, the key is to use a minimal amount of jump with the most amount of pull. Over time, you'll be able to use less and less jump. You can also do a combination where you do a jump set to the top position that you hold isometrically, and then as you start to give out, you slowly lower yourself as a negative. For the partials, it's going to be either the top half partials or the bottom half partials that you will usually be training independently of each other. The Australian rows work very similarly to the hands elevated push-ups, where depending on the height of your hands, it will either increase or decrease the amount of strength needed and the amount of reps you will get. Again, it is best to start with your hands in the lowest position you can in order to have the greatest difficulty, and then progress to your hands at a higher position as you lose strength throughout the set. Building squats from the ground up. For getting started with squats, it's going to come down to doing a version of box squats and a version of partial rep squat. For the box squats, it's usually just sit down, pause for a second, and then stand up. You can also do a touch and go version of this where you squat down, touch the top of the seat, and then stand up. You adjust the height of the seat or target that you are sitting down onto in order to help with increasing the difficulty of this movement. The lower the seat, the more difficult it is. For the partial rep squats, it's usually going to be using higher reps and doing quarter squats, where you only go a quarter of the way down and come back up, or by doing bottom half squats, where you're just going from the bottom position to the halfway up position. You could also do these in a similar fashion to 21s, where you do full reps for 7, and then you do the top quarter squats for 7, and then you do the bottom half reps for 7. Or you could do whatever number you want in place of the 7s. It's up to you. Building lunges from the ground up. Lunges can tend to be difficult. What I have found works best for them, for beginners, is progressing from stationary lunges to step out lunges to then walking lunges. The main levers that you have to pull with these is the depth of the actual lunge itself. So at first, you will be doing quarter depth lunges until you can accomplish full depth lunges. That is basically it for those. So it would be doing not full depth walking lunges, not full depth step out lunges, not full depth stationary lunges, until you can sink down into a full depth version of each one of those. Building dips from the ground up. Now, dips are chest and tricep dominant. And depending on what angle of your body you are at when you are doing the exercise will completely dictate which one of those muscles is used more. So because of that, building up push-ups is mandatory, and building up close grip push-ups usually tends to work the best when it comes to building dip strength. You can also use negatives, top half, and bottom half partials, as well as isos at different levels with the dip itself. As for doing the back arms exercises, you can do either your feet off the floor or your feet off of an elevated object in order to build your triceps and do that exercise. Building the core from the ground up. I'm going to lump the hanging knee raises, the hanging leg raises, the sit-ups, and the planks all together for this one, because there is a lot of overlap when it comes to the core exercises and how you're going to build all of the strength necessary for them. For sit-ups, you'll want to start out with crunches, most likely, and then progress through having your feet hooked underneath something to having nothing holding your feet to possibly even having your legs straight. You can also use arm swing to self-spot yourself for doing your sit-up. For the hanging knee raises and the hanging leg raises, you'll want to mainly progress by targeting building the hanging knee raises first and then advancing to the hanging leg raises. What you will do for the knee raises is mainly iso holds. Then progress to doing single leg extensions from there and holding those to then being able to do an L hang. After building that, start reps of the knee raises trying to pull them up as high as you can. After you are able to do that, start to try to elevate the knees to your elbows and work on that. After you can do that, you should be able to do the hanging leg raises. For the planks, it's going to be all about leverage. Doing them with your arms extended at first off your knees. Then doing them off the floor with your arms extended only. Then you'll be going down to the forearms supported off of the knees. And then finally, you'll be doing them with only forearms supported. Once you get to where you're able to do regular planks, you could always hold your plank for as long as you can, and then when you start to get worn out, drop down to your knees and hold that for as long as you can until you're finished. Basically, you'll be adding forced reps to increase your time under tension of the plank. I know there has been a lot to think about with this one and to work on. However, these are all of the gold standard exercises that we would use to progress into and along and through that beginning phase of the pyramid of just building that foundation. And if you would like, you could hit one of the videos on the screens. If you see two of them right now, that means I already have the next video in line with this pyramid series up, which is going to be going into the structure of the pyramid. If not, and you only see one video, it will be the convict conditioning video, and that is a great video going to a further along advanced level in prison training. And without further ado, peace, love, joy, prosperity, and all that good stuff. I'll see you guys in the next one.